Okay. Back by popular demand. Yo, yo, yo. What's the word?
What's the word? Well, a derby, apparently. You're dressed for the derby.
I am. And you know what's funny is this was from this year's derby, but Todd's only horse got scratched.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But, you can't win them all.
Hey, we're Texans. We take a licking and keep ticking, baby.
I like that.
But he did win the Iowa Derby yesterday.
He did?
With Tip Top Thomas.
Those horse names crack me up.
Or do you know, it can just be so many letters, and
No, I did not know that.
the horse can't, some other horse,
I did not know that it could only be so many letters.
so many letters.
How many?
I think 17 or 18, but don't quote me on that.
But I didn't know that was a thing. Because the names are always, I feel like it's either one long word or three small ones.
Yeah, and everybody, they go a lot by the mare and the stallion, and your favorite name. Certain names horses already have, and I think they have to be dead so many years or something
Before you can use it.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Who knew?
Learn something new every day. Okay, so you're back by very, very popular demand. Your episode got the most views and listens out of all of my episodes so far. And I wanted to have you back because last time, you and I didn't even scratch the surface really, because you and I have 38 years together, right? So we have a lot of stories.
We don't want to scratch some surfaces. We'll just leave them be, baby.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk about you. But one story this week, I told one of my girlfriends, and so I had to bring it up before we start. And you and I were on a flight to, because in San Antonio you have to go through Charlotte basically to get everywhere.
Probably we were going to New York, maybe when
yes.
Todd was inducted in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, so yeah. I told my friend this story this week because I was just having a rough week, and I was like, I'm just nervous and it's not a good week and I'm anxious and all this stuff. And I remembered when you and I were flying there and the captain came on before we took off and he's like, hey, it's going to be chop from here to there. He's like the whole flight. And it was like 2 hours and 45 minutes and we had our drinks. And you had a glass of wine and I was holding it because it was that bumpy that I looked at you. And you had your neck pillow on, you were reading, you were eating, we were sitting, in the front of the plane and I was too nervous to eat or anything. And I looked over and I was like, what is the matter with you? Like, how are you eating? Like, this is terrifying. It was like this the whole time. Like my boobs were on the ceiling of the airplane. I don't even know what was going on. And I turned to you and I go, how are you even eating and reading and relaxing? And you turn to me and you go, honey, my whole life has been bumpy. You think this flight's going to bother me?
Honey, this is just a small little deal. No.
I forgot about that story. And I told my girlfriend this week, and she was like howling laughing because she thought it was so funny. But yeah, one of my many fun stories. So anytime I'm on a flight that's like turbulent, I think about that.
Hey, honey. And I think, as my daddy would say, relax, honey. Hell ain't half full yet.
That's true because some of them are still walking around right now that are headed. They got a straight doorway down there. But today I wanted to talk about. Last time we talked a lot about kind of Todd and his story and how you got him where he is and all that. I wanted to talk about you. And you were born in
Ingram, Texas.
And where is that?
That's right out of Kerrville. It's one of those small towns that got washed away in the rain.
That's so sad. That is so sad.
But I was raised in Lakey.
Okay. And you had a saying when I was younger that if you ever wanted to murder somebody and get away with it, take them to Lakey.
There you go, honey.
Can you tell me the story? Because didn't somebody murder somebody there? But his dad was like
sitting under a tree, laying under a tree.
Tell me the story about it though, because I don't remember it.
Well, I don't remember it all that much.
You told me
he went missing and he was under a tree, and of course they said accidental death. Suicide or whatever, nobody gets killed,
Well, I just remember you telling me that there were like multiple stories of people that died there and they never went to jail for it, ever. And they murdered them. And you were like, hey, if you ever want to murder somebody, drag them there.
Yeah, you want to go to, look how, it's nothing but between Campwood and Lakey and Utopia, nothing but hills and cliffs. You've watched Yellowstone, don't you?
Oh, take them to the train station.
Hey, all you got to do is drive through the dam, push them over the cliff, nothing but rocks and cedar.
Well, that makes sense then. Now it's more developed. When was the last time you went?
Probably to a funeral, I think. It's a good place to be from.
Tell me about it. Tell me what it was like growing up in a town that small.
300 people.
Yeah, I mean, that's tiny.
Yeah. Well, it's just a whole lot different now, I'm sure. But, there was some had it and some didn't. But most of the kids, you didn't realize how poor you were because you thought it was a way of life. Everybody was poor.
Yeah,
a few of them that had ranches and that, but no industry, no work.
So what did your parents do?
Well, my mother ran a restaurant.
Okay. Is that where you get your love of cooking from, do you think, or no?
I don't know. She never would let you help her because she'd say, baby, I can do this faster by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He who travels alone travels fastest.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think you told me that one too.
And it was during the beginning of the war, at the end of the war. Both of my half-brothers went out. One
died in the war, right?
Army and the Navy, and even my daddy at 40 years old, he was drafted.
Oh, wow. So your mom was left to raise y'all.
My mother, let me tell you, her famous saying, you could call her and tell her, Mother, I have killed somebody. She'd say, baby, that's bad, but it could be worse. But we're going to figure a way out of this.
You always tell me that.
That was her method. Nothing ever. Well, her first husband was blown up with dynamite when they were 2 and 4. So, honey, she'd had the worst.
Right.
Bring it to me, baby.
Yeah.
I'm not going down,
Yeah.
And that was her philosophy. Darling, that's bad, but it could be worse. Wonder why that little darling did that. It was always a little darling, and you're never guilty,
Hey, but I mean, that's how I am as a mother.
Everybody.
I'm like, I know she's lying, but you're not. I'm going to defend her.
Absolutely, little darling. What were you thinking?
So you lived in Lakey until I guess after high school, and then what'd you do?
Went to beauty school.
And where was that?
In San Antonio, here in San Antonio. Johnson's Beauty School. I don't think it's still around.
I don't think so. It doesn't sound familiar.
No,
I didn't know that. So then you came here, and then that's when you met, I guess, your ex-husband? Or you just worked here for a while, and then...
Went back to Lakey and had a beauty shop.
I never knew that.
Had a beauty shop. No, he was... Todd's dad is who you're talking about.
Yeah.
He was raised in Lakey. his people were from Oklahoma, but they moved in here.
How did I never know that?
Yeah, his daddy was very enterprising. He was a preacher, but
JJ? Oh, no, JJ's
his
dad.
daddy.
Okay.
But he was also enterprising. He had cabins, and he had a Dairy Queen even back then.
God, I love Dairy Queen. That is such a small town thing, but
Yeah.
I love Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
Like, love it. Anytime I bring it up, when I lived in Houston mainly.
They have great fried chicken.
They have
used to.
Their food. I had it
And now
recently. It
it's
wasn't
more
as good.
commercial.
Yes, but man, Dairy Queen was good back in the day. So I did not realize that JJ. So you met him in Lakey when you were doing hair. Mm-hmm. I never knew that.
Yeah.
And then where'd you go after that?
Well, we lived there for several years, and then my brother Bob, the half brother, he was into animals. He could do anything, but he trained racehorses. And Todd's daddy got interested in racehorses, so he taught Todd's daddy what he knew about horses.
That makes so much sense to me now, because the last pod we just talked about Todd and like what Todd wanted to do and how you supported him and his dreams. But I never knew this back end part of it.
Everybody think it really comes from, well, JJ's daddy was a preacher, honey, back then, and he was the top. Gambling was a deadly sin, so was everything else, so you just didn't go there. But, my brother Bob, he was very, very talented.
I never knew that. That's very interesting. Okay. And so after I never knew you went back to Lakey, because to me, since I've known you've lived here in San Antonio, and to me, you're such a like city girl. So like hearing that you grew up in such a small town. Well, I mean, I did too, but I'm a city girl through and through. You could offer me a free home in a small town, a literal free home, and I would say no.
No.
I can't.
Well, like I say, those small towns are good to be from.
I agree with that. Small town girls are just, we're different. We're built different.
Well, some of them aren't, and some of them love it and stay.
Yeah.
But Todd's daddy went to work. The man is dead now. With a man named Bubba Cassio. He was famous quarter horse trainer, like Lucas and Bafford were. Bubba Cassio had Dash for Cash and all those. In any way, Todd's daddy went to work for him, and I stayed home and rode hair, like all good wives do, pay the bills, make the living, But through Bubba Cassio, he knew everybody. He met A.O. Phillips, which was all man and a racehorse man. His brother's B.F. Phillips that married the lady that had 4 6s.
Gotcha.
So anyway, he was hunting. He had out towards Plano, which is now goes in Dallas, off of the Dallas Road. He had a horse farm there, and he offered Todd's daddy a job. And I had the beauty shop. I was making the money, the living. Of course, we were married 7 years before Todd was born. And he and everybody, and I owned a home.
Yeah, I mean, that's
So
that's
they
a lot.
said,
Sell it all and we're going to Dallas?
no, kept the house, and moved to Dallas.
Talk about show shock from Lakey, Texas to Dallas, Texas.
Oh, yeah. You know, when you're working for a billionaire, you know, and here, country come to town, yeah. Big show. Fly around in private planes and all that, you know.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been shocking for me.
It was educational.
Yeah.
And then we worked for AO for so many years, but he got out of the horse business, and then we went to work for Klaus K. Box.
Oh, yes.
Played for the Detroit Lions.
Yes.
And we went to work for him, and, you know, back then when Dallas was a famous show,
Yes.
well, that's where he owned that, and they were filming that.
South Fork Ranch? That's what it was called, right? South Fork? I think that's what it was called.
He owned it. He owned it there, and we worked for him for so many years.
Wow. So I watched the show Dallas. Because it came out before I was born, I think.
Yeah.
But they would have, so in the summers, you know, back then, our parents just let us stay home alone, right? Like we didn't have sitters.
Oh, yeah.
And so I would just watch TV all day long because they were at work.
Well, they were your babysitters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember it was on CMT, the country music channel or whatever, reruns of Dallas. And I was like little, you know, like 10, 11, like not little, but I was young. And a 10-year-old should not be watching Dallas, right? It's like J.R. Ewing. He's just like hammered all the time, always cheating on his wife, and everybody's shooting everybody. Yeah. And I used to watch it all day long because it would just play throughout the day.
It was big time. And they filmed it for so many years on his deal. And then they moved to another place. But he played pro football. He had a twin brother. He was a baseball player, but he got hurt. But they were raised, you know, they picked cotton. He made it from, you know.
Well, his parents obviously...
They divorced.
But they obviously made some very athletic children if one played for baseball and one played football.
And the sister was a registered nurse.
So, yeah, they did good. They knocked it out. Like your 3 grandkids. They knocked it out of the park with them. Oh, speaking of, your granddaughter just graduated from Wake Forest. Congrats.
Yeah. And I laughed and told Todd, most of my friends, and then I said, Tim Duncan went there. Oh, well, they didn't know what Wake Forest are.
To be fair, I only knew what Wake Forest was because
Tim Duncan.
Well, I know somebody that went there years ago, but I mean, it's in like West Virginia, isn't it? Somewhere kind of weird.
Salem, Massachusetts, isn't it?
Well, hell, don't
ask your friend the encyclopedia.
The hell, Sean, where is it? Wake Forest. I thought it was in West Virginia.
I thought it was.
If it's God,
I think Salem, Massachusetts.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
Salem, North Carolina, yeah.
Salem, North Carolina. I've never even heard of that. Throw your hands up. Waving around your head like a helicopter. What does it say? Yeah, I didn't think it was in Massachusetts. Well, hell, but I don't really know. I don't know. Once you get past kind of like South Carolina, I don't really know much going up. Like if you were to throw a map at me and say, pick this out, I'd be like, there's New York and there's Staten Island and Rhode Island. And then the rest I wouldn't be able to pinpoint.
Honey, I have no sense of direction. Now, I can walk out of a hotel room and every time I'll go the wrong way. I'm consistent.
Hey, but at least you're
pitiful.
consistent. At least you're consistent. I'm only good with direction. Once I've gone there once, I'll remember how to get there again. But when somebody starts with that north southwest bullshit, I'm like, I don't know if I look like Lewis and Clark,
I have to
but
throw a rock to see what's right or left.
Yeah, I thought north was right in front of me the whole fucking time. It's not. If you didn't know. Don't ever ask us for directions because we'll turn your ass all the way around.
I'm never lost, just misplaced. Always misplaced.
Well, the other day you were trying to go somewhere and you got misplaced on 1604 for 2 hours.
2 hours.
And when you called me and told me that, you were so flustered. And I was like, why are you mad? I was like, 1604 is a nightmare. There is construction on that fucking road every time you turn around. Like, no, I've lived here since 2014. It's been under construction since before then.
Oh, it does. Getting lost. I mean, I just have what you call a lakey meltdown.
Okay, wait. So we had to
I regroup, after I've screamed and hollered.
Well, you always tell me anytime something dramatic or drastic happens, you always say you got 5 minutes.
I give myself 5 minutes and I said, get over it.
But that's good advice, though. Because if not, if you don't truthfully put yourself in the mindset of like, okay, I got to stop this tantrum I'm in or this bad mood or this yelling or whatever. If you don't stop it, it's just going to ruin your whole afternoon, your whole day, your next day, your next day. The 5-minute rule's good.
Cat stuck to the ceiling, it's not a great image. You got to come down, baby. Get over it.
We got to get you back down here.
Get over it and say, oh, well, that was fun. That was exciting to be lost. Yeah, right.
Well, okay, so you're about to have cataract surgery. Do you think that your sight, did you think that your sight was a problem until the DMV told you?
No. Well, I knew I was kind of worried about my driver's license, but I thought, I can fake that. Well, I couldn't fake that. And she finally said, Dawn, you need to go have your eyes checked. And she was right. And getting out of there some way, I lost the only pair of glasses I had left. I lost those some way. And then I said, oh my God. And so I called and went, and the guy, I just went and said, I'll just get a pair of glasses and move on. And then the poor guy that did my eyes looked over at me and he said, ma'am, has anybody ever told you you had cataracts? And I said, no. And he said, well, you've got 3rd degree on both eyes. And you're gonna have to have surgery. So I went home and I said, oh, what the hell? I called Todd and I said, Todd, he said, how'd you do at the doctor? And I said, well, he said I had cataracts. And then I said, well, I should have taken Churchill's advice. If I thought I was going to live this long, I would have taken better care of myself or drink a glass of whiskey every morning. And he said, Mom, and then I said, well, when I see, get ready for no inheritance because I'm going to start on the facelifts.
Whenever you can see again?
When I can see. I said, hell, I'm going to make a lot of changes. Or I'm going to say, what was I thinking or drinking when
Oh, my God. I love that you, number one, thought that you could lie to the DMV.
Oh, yeah, I thought I could fake it. And then I had pulled it up on the deal. And then when I get nervous, I don't know about other people, blank.
Yes.
Blank. I mean, other people get nervous and they can do everything. I'm blank. Just like a blank, No.
Oh my God. I wish I could have been there to see that doctor telling you about how bad your eyes
He
were.
said, yeah. He looked, you poor darling. And he said, on that, I called Todd when I told him. He said, Mother, do not call that doctor. Get a hold of Mighty Mill. Her daddy's a great eye doctor. See what Wally says. So I called the Mighty Mill. She got a hold of the dad, and here we go.
My dad had me on the phone with the CEO of the whole company.
We were going to lunch. My daughter-in-law had flown in to see about her mother, and we were going to lunch, and Mel can drive and text and everything. I have to keep, just...
Well, you can't see.
I can't see. And anyway...
yeah, my dad goes, call Jesse, like so nonchalant.
Yeah.
I had no idea who I was calling. And he's like, hello. And I'm like, hi, this is Millicent. I'm Dr. Ryne's daughter. And he's like, oh yeah. He's like, all right, well, I want her to see this doctor. Can you have her in there tomorrow? We can have her operated on by the next day. And I was like, whoa, my dad's got some pull. And I was like, no, I'm actually busy this week. I was like, so I could take her next week.
Yeah.
But I know it's going to be great for you because you'll be able to see.
Yeah, and they did their deal, and I thought, well, just go for it, the best. And
when they were offering all the plans.
Yeah, all the plans. So I went for the highest one, and I said, oh, well, I'll be 88 in August. It's 10 grand. It's going to be my birthday present for my eyes.
Yes.
And then I'll be, well, you don't want to be like the luck of a lousy goose, live all year, die in the spring, and then if it does, I'll go out with a good set of eyes.
You'll go out
with a bang.
You'll go out seeing, though.
Yeah.
You won't lose any more glasses because you can actually find them when they're on the floor.
No, I had to go for it because I don't like to wear glasses.
I know. And I love wearing glasses, which is weird because I don't ever wear them on the pod, mainly because of the reflection. But I wear glasses every day.
I know, and some people look good, but,
You're too gorgeous.
No, I
Can't hide their face.
I just don't wear them. And I love sunshades, but I always lose them. So,
We're done with it.
Done with the sunshades. So.
Well, I want to thank you for coming back on another episode, and I will see you in a few days to get this first surgery done. Okay, and give me a toast of advice.
Well, I'm going to give you my toast. I always give. May the fox outrun the hounds, and the wife never meet the girlfriend. Have a great day.
Cheers.
Love you.
Love you.
Fun.
Oh my God. I could not hold it together when she started talking about the eyes when she said category.